The room looks out over a small garden with more weeds than flowers. I don't sit at the window much. My imagination takes me to more interesting places. But tonight, a rabid raccoon attacks the neighbor's cat just after the sun sets. There is still light, but the clouds are rolling in. He once looked up at a winter moon, pointed, his face all lit up. "Can you imagine?" he said. "Can you imagine what they thought before science? I'd be afraid of the moon." And I curled into him. I would never think that thought, would never see the moon that way. And I told myself it was lovely and it was love, and I tried. I swear I tried. I wanted to see the moon the way he did. He threw away the Christmas gifts I bought for his family. Florence, Italy, and we had just missed the train to Milan because he was pacing and cursing and stirring his warm whiskey. He never wanted to come to San Francisco. How much do we give until we lose who we are? How much can a soul compromise before the soul is too chipped and the spirit's song lost? Yesterday I stood at the foot of the ocean and asked the universe, but there was no reply, just sea slush. So first was this Christmas incident, and I knew. In my body, I shook with what I knew. I wouldn't love him forever, not someone who could say the things he said. And I'm not even saying all he said because I blocked out so much so that I can lie and live my postcard pretty life and call it an Italian love story, because I fall in love with ideas rather than people, because people are fucking disappointing, and not one person has surprised me and not disappointed me. How long before the tan line from my ring fades? Then the raccoon. You can't make that shit up. Then the tire. A flat tire so deflated like no flat tire I've seen, and I've seen and changed many. So deflated. Don't you see? I felt so suffocated and unable to escape Italy, and there's nowhere to run because I have no family or real friends nearby. San Francisco, and a cat is dying while the man I must call my husband rips my journal from my hands mid-sentence and throws it against the wall so that the framed photo of our wedding kiss slips and shatters. My journal's spine is broken. The cat scratches at the fence, screeches, but the sun keeps disappearing, and the neighbors won't be home for another hour, and the raccoon's growl is louder than the cat's screech. There was at least one beautiful night. I wanted cherries. He bites back a yawn in the candlelight. Winter, 1:30 a.m. Right now, I nod. Maybe I thought he would say no. Maybe I wanted him to. Maybe I wanted an argument over cherries. I don't know. So here we are, grocery aisle 2, produce. And there aren't any cherries, and there aren't any employees in the aisles either. So we roam, stopping in aisle 7 for a kiss. And I don't know how, but the grocery becomes like the most romantic place in the whole world, even with the fluorescent lights. But he holds both of my shoulders and pushes me away. Then he moves away, his back to me, leaving me in aisle 7 of the grocery. I can't unhear the words that I give such meaning because they have never let me down, and I can't unsee. I want to talk sex in foreign alleys and red wine-dined lips that I yearn to kiss, and tequila in back seats because I can't take another argument in a grocery store in the yogurt aisle and the silent dinner that always follows. Half-buttoned, misbuttoned, only 2 buttons buttoned on a flannel, and gray sweatpants that should have been thrown away 3 years ago. Overwashed, overworn, lint balls and growing holes, and he's watching YouTube videos at random, and it's 3 p.m., and he's barely been awake for 2 hours, and I hate his laugh, and the way he eats cereal, and how he takes off his socks with his toes. Did you refill the water pitcher? I ask. I don't want to ask again. That wasn't what I was asking. This is the story I don't want to tell. I finally said I was unhappy. Pasta in the pot, as usual. And when I turned, I saw his whiskey eyes. He smiled as he came at me, punched the wall next to my face. I had to go. I had to go to work. I had to go. I don't want to lift my pant leg too high. I don't want you to see. I can't unsee how he shut the sliding glass door on me, then locked me in that door between glass and metal frame, and he smiled and stuck out his tongue like a devil in some cartoon. And you don't know this story because I don't know this story, and you don't know him because he's not just a character but a person, and he doesn't know himself, so how can we really know him? And trust me, I too want to choose words like monster and villain, and I want to paint with blacks and blues and indigos, but it doesn't erase the pinks and the yellows that seep through, because there was a time when I hopped through puddles, Piazza della Signoria, and he followed me, and he hopped too. And we had matching rain boots, and our cheeks were so raised from all of the laughing, and the tourists had gone inside shopping, and the locals, they clucked their tongues at us, swerving past us with sharp black umbrellas. And we jumped from puddle to puddle like nothing else mattered. My hand in his, my eyes on him, and it was love. Some kind of love. And that rain, it was okay. It was light, it was Italian rain. He understood it, knew it wouldn't rain any harder than it already had. But even then, he gripped my hand just a touch too much. And that look, I thought it was lust, but it was darker. Because he wanted to possess me, to own me. And luckily, I had never met someone like that, so I didn't know. And it's easy to write evil on a chalkboard, to circle it twice, say this is evil, this is abuse. And it is. It is. It is. I know it is, but it's messier, it's even uglier, it's suffocating, and it's serious, because this is some shit. Some shit that could cloud up a life forever. And it becomes an ashy pit. And don't you dare feel sorry for me right now, because I'm talking puddles here. We're in the good part, the good days. Love. Remember? He gripped my hand. Ti amo. And I answered back into the rain. And we fell back onto the cobblestones, flat backs, on cold, broken slats of cobblestone, hands clasped, matching boots touching at the toes. Yeah, that's the story I prefer. But I was blinking into the rain, looking up at the ugly gray sky, thinking I could maybe hear wars in the distance. No. I convinced myself it was fireworks. His hand tightened more, inched up to my wrist. His hand kept tightening, kept clamping down, kept tightening too tight around my wrist. But I will. Yes, I will. I will still smile and tell you that life is beautiful, because damn it all to hell it is. It still is. It has to be. It is.